Tonight, Jordan tries to get up a hill. I eat a sandwich. And a man, for some reason, can't get to sleep.
For this year, we both knew we each needed a car that could transport our whole lives, and that could tackle Vermont's mountainous landscape. And with a budget of only a few $1,000s, choices were slim. Jordan was the first to arrive, in typical flamboyant fashion.
This is a 2004 Chevy Blazer. It has a 190 horsepower V6 Vortec 4300, which means it has 4.3 cubic inches of fuel displacement. It's a powerful car, handles great off-road, but I wonder what it's really capable of. This hood has secrets. It's a used car. I wonder what she's seen. Floyd! Floyd, what is this?
As you'd expect,
Subaru?
I've done this properly. I have got myself 2003 Subaru Legacy Outback. A much, much, much better car than this Blazer that this kid has.
So what you're saying is when we go off-road, you're gonna bottom out in no time.
No, I'm saying that this car is essentially a Porsche. It's got a boxer engine, it's got all-wheel drive, it's sporty, it's simply a better car.
A Porsche?
Yeah.
This thing is a fucking station wagon. I will admit, it's a good car, but really, a Porsche? It's a Subaru. I mean,
Of course it's a Subaru, it's just a Chevy. What would you rather have on a car, a Subaru badge or a Chevy badge?
it depends on the circumstances, really.
I think that in 99% of circumstances, I choose the Subaru.
But words can only say so much. We decided it was time to actually take them out on the road for some first impressions.
Honestly, I don't care what Jordan has to say about his Blazer. It is a crotchety old man SUV, and there's no other way to put it.
You know, I really do enjoy this Blazer. Honestly, don't tell him I said this, but Henry was right. I should have gotten the Subaru Outback that I had a chance to, but I didn't. I wanted it. I really did. But, you know, this was in better condition, cheaper to fix, doesn't get as good gas mileage, but it also had like 100,000 less miles on it. But, you know, it's a good car. I genuinely appreciate it. And its suspension is fantastic. I mean, true, there's some risk of rolling, and there's also a lot of interesting features. For instance, the volume of the radio increases or decreases depending on my speed. I've got these overhead compartments right here, tons of lights.
I mean, as he's talking about his features that he has,
The headlights actually come on automatically.
features may only go so far in telling how good a car is.
I've got it can do like a bunch of presets, fantastic air conditioner, rear windshield wipers.
But my car's got plenty.
You've got some shit on the back of your window and you could just do this. On top of that, he is probably spouting off about how his car has fake wood paneling.
First of all, you're sitting in a car with a fake wood dashboard. That means a lot. That makes this car 10 times better already. No matter what else he's got in that car, this car has a fake wood dashboard.
It's not even legit. He's making it sound like he's driving some sort of fucking Bentley or a Rolls Royce. No, he's driving a Subaru. That's what he's driving, not a Bentley, not a Rolls Royce, not a Mercedes, but a station wagon.
This car simply is better. It's better on road. I don't care that it's got a V6. This thing has got a boxer engine. Sure, it's only got 4 cylinders, but these cylinders are so much more strong and peppy and unique, and they just have character.
And he's probably also mentioning something about his heating seat. You don't need heated seats. Your ass warms the seats.
Of course, this car also has more useful things, like heated seats. If you notice, we're in Vermont.
But it's a nice station wagon, I will give him that. But my Blazer, it's nicer for more utilitarian purposes. His car can go off-road. However, he'll bottom out before me. He will bottom out before me.
However, this car's good off-road too.
I mean, true, it's a very basic design, but that's less that can go wrong. Basic is beautiful.
See, not just SUVs that can go off-road. This car is wonderful off-road.
For instance, if I wanted to go off-road, I would just have to do this. Oh, yes. Isn't this nice? It's also got a nice interior.
A nice interior, he said, containing his favorite thing in the world.
This is cool because false bottom. Everything is better with a false bottom.
Words of wisdom from Cornflakes.
This car has plenty of things that my old car didn't have. It's got airbags, it's got a fake wood dashboard, it's got heated seats, it's got electric everything. That means a lot. It's got cruise control, it's got fog lights, and honestly, it looks better, it sounds better. It is simply a better car.
We had so much fun getting to know our own vehicles, we decided to trade keys to see what the others was like.
First impressions I get, the interior is enormous, and not in a good way. It feels like all I can see is plastic. Cheap, 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 hollow plastic. Not just cheap plastic, but a lot of cheap plastic. There's not as much visibility, which you'd like in a car when you're going off-road. It's got one of these old man handles to change the gear. Alright. There is a pad in the way of me properly reaching my foot to the gas pedal. Brake pedal is rock hard, which generally is good, but this pedal has about 0.5 millimeter of travel, which is not good when you want to finely modulate your braking. It just feels wrong. It just feels wrong to drive. Everything is enormous. That's a whole bunch of large, cheap hunks of plastic encroaching on my space. I can't see very well. I feel like I've been swallowed up by the car. The service engine soon light is blaring in my face. This silly rubber steering wheel grip is just feels strange. And I don't know if you can tell from that camera angle, but the steering wheel's a bit off center. If you want to drive straight, you'd think you'd put the steering wheel straight. However, that's not the case in this car. Feels just like I said, it was put together by a bunch of people with sledgehammers and screwdrivers in some American city. Look at that, side to side. It feels like a boat. It just lurches lazily from side to side. More evidence that it's an American car. The blinker stalk here feels like it's about to fall off. It just doesn't really feel solid. Going around corners, I feel like it's gonna roll over. Probably the only good thing I can find about this car is the acceleration and the engine noise are good. Final impressions, I'm not a fan. Even just there, stepping on the brake, I just got rocked back and forth. This would be a good car for maybe old people with not that much intelligence and not that much youth left in them who want something to go off-road. I'm not one of those people. I think I'm gonna stick with my Subaru. Let's see what Jordan thinks of it. It's just, it's good. I'll give it a gold star. I'll tape it to the fridge. Good job.
Okay.
It tried.
Let me see your keys.
If I can find it.
See, that's why you need a fucking carabiner.
I don't though. Right here.
Usually takes him for fucking ever.
Carabiners, once again, are for old people who can't keep track of things or choose the proper car.
Ah, Jesus Christ! That guy's a freaking midget. Okay, gotta put this back. What the fuck is that? Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Electric? Taking forever to get in my proper seating position. Okay, There we go. Nice far back. Oh, it's all the way buried under there. Where the fuck? All the way down here. Whoa, whoa, hello there. Come on, come on, baby. There you go. So, not very good off the line. It's a little sketchy. His steering wheel doesn't have as much space to grab, and the brake travel is forever. I don't like that. I like my brakes to be nice and immediate. It handles just well, as you would expect from a Subaru. I will give him credit. Now, as I go down this hill, I'm thinking, as I'm pressing on the brakes, how long will it take for the brakes to kick on? Okay, now that we're on proper tarmac, I can actually see what this car can do. Now, I'm putting the pedal to the floor. Come on, accelerate! As you'd expect from a 4-cylinder, it's taking forever to accelerate. He's all about sophistication, and it's gonna be, but that's boring! Simple is fun. Okay, now let's see how well. Okay, nice and corner. It's really tight, which means it's safe. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's fun. It's not bad to drive.
Jordan then created what he thought to be the best metaphor in the world to compare our two vehicles.
That's like comparing a yacht to a regular fishing boat. And I'm not talking a commercial fishing boat or one of those fishing boats you see on Deadliest Catch. I'm talking about a fishing boat, like one you'd use to go out on the lake or something to go fishing. Stop! At least in my thing, when you want it to stop, it stops. Okay. 0 to 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 seconds. 0 to 60. That's not bad, but mine can do it in 8. Overall, my Blazer, I feel, for the challenges ahead, will just be better.
But regardless of what we had to say about each other's vehicles, good or bad, one thing was for certain. The Vermont landscape was beautiful. The roads, relaxing. And the towns, quaint. And of course, there were little surprises around every corner. Jordan even discovered a new feature of his car.
So if you're in a tricky situation where it is to park and you end up hitting the curb, you're going to be just fine because you're high enough off the ground so that the curb goes under your front end.
And of course, being Jordan, he had to test it for himself. We were loving it so much, we decided that our first Top Gear challenge would be camping overnight in our cars the next night.
Heading back to the lot, Jordan found an interesting neighbor for his Blazer. Not to be outdone, he checked them both out very carefully. Meanwhile, I found the Outback's crazy cousin, the Baja. See the family resemblance? For camping that night, I had prepared myself a bedspread of a quilt, a blanket, a mattress pad, a laptop, pajamas, and a water bottle. Jordan, meanwhile, was having some issues with his.
Why can't you put your seat down, Jordan?
Because my bed got caught in the seat.
Really?
Really?
That's a shame. You know, that's never happened to me.
See, I told you it was my bed.
Unfortunately, he eventually did solve his issue. Making his bedspread for 2 instead of 1, he used an extra-large unfolding sleeping bag and a very necessary box of donuts.
I was just experimenting to see whether I could fit here in my bed with the back seats up, not folded down flat, and the sunshade on. I don't know if it's possible.
Yo,
I think it works pretty well.
Hang on. There's one test we have to do.
There's not.
Yes, there is.
There's not.
His attempt to trap me in my own car was foiled by this lever that isn't oiled, so it needs to be pushed down by a hand before it's closed. See? That's why having an old car can be beneficial in many ways.
Later that night, we headed out to camp. Although the darkness proved a bit tricky for filming.
No, turn them off.
They're automatic, that's why.
I know, I just hope...
Well, whatever the fuck he's on is like British.
It's hard to focus on it just because it's dark. But with the light quickly fading, we eventually retired to our makeshift beds, wondering how we'd sleep and how things would be in the morning.
Floyd? Morning, Flakes. How was your sleep?
Good. It was fantastic. It was nice and warm. My suspension held up. It was fantastic.
I was highly impressed with mine. I actually got a better night's sleep than I feel I've gotten in a long time. I just felt really at home. It was really cozy and comfortable.
Yes, it was. I had a fantastic night's sleep.
I mean, I thought maybe it would be too cold or something, so I brought
That's what blankets are for.
and stuff. But then as soon as I tried falling asleep, I realized this feels just like home. It's nice and warm. The sounds of the outdoors are lulling me to sleep. I watched a movie on my laptop here. Got curled up with my nice quilt and my mattress pad, which let's go see. Now show me your mattress pad. Let's see how.
No, I didn't need a mattress pad.
Is that so?
I'm not a pussy like you.
You mean you don't like to be comfortable?
Oh, I was comfortable.
Really?
Yes.
You could have been a little more comfortable if you brought a mattress pad like me.
Yes, but unlike you, I'm not a pussy.
How exactly does being comfortable make me a pussy?
Well, you had a mattress pad.
And being comfortable makes me a pussy?
No. It just means if you were a real man, you wouldn't have needed a mattress pad in the back of your car.
Really?
Really.
So if you were a real man, you wouldn't have needed a sleeping bag?
No. Well,
I could just as easily call you a pussy for having a sleeping bag. Because
Well, I
if you look
could
at
just
mine,
as
I don't
easily
have
call you a pussy for having bedding.
Well, I could just as easily call you a pussy for having a roof over your head. A real man would sleep in the rain.
Yes, a real man would sleep in the rain.
So I guess the conclusion that we came to is because we both had comfortable night sleeps in our car, neither of us are real men.
But before we could go anywhere, Jordan discovered a slight issue with his Blazer.
Now, my colleague Flix has called me over to talk about a situation as we're trying to go to Dunkin Donuts.
My defroster doesn't work.
This is New England, you know. This is Vermont.
Hang on! Hang the fuck on, I can get this to work.
I don't know. I mean, last time you watched Top Gear, and one of the three presenters had a problem.
Fuck you guys, I got it to work.
Okay.
But even with Jordan's manual defrosting power, we still couldn't go anywhere, because we discovered that overnight, Mother Nature had left us with an even bigger problem.
Now, you can see our little situation here. This was not here when we pulled in last night.
This could be a bit of a problem.
No, not really.
Well, we'll see.
Well, let's... Whoa, oh my god, this looks like it's beaver.
This was something we hadn't quite planned on when we wrote Top Gear Lyndon, but Jordan, as usual, had a plan.
Also known as the part where the oaf shows you the silliest way to solve the problem.
Touting the off-road capabilities of his vehicle, Jordan decided to go straight over it.
And that, my viewers, is how you get over a tree.
I, on the other hand, had a cunning plan that Jordan didn't. A complicated process known as driving around the obstacle.
Well, aren't you a show-off? I'm sorry.
I'm the show off? Yes. I think I did what a normal person would do. I see an obstacle, and I see an empty space next to it. I drive around it. See, you don't even have to have a Subaru to do that. You could do that in any car. You, on the other hand, with your big American giant muscle truck contraption boneheaded thingy, decide to just drive right over it. You want to do that all the time and kill your suspension? That is fine with me.
I'm not gonna kill my suspension. It was a regular obstacle that anybody in my situation could have just driven.
Anybody in your situation could have just driven around.
My mother would have driven over that.
Okay, well, congratulations to her. However, I happen to be of a sane mind, so I drive around obstacles.
My aunt would have driven over that.
Well, congratulations to her too. Gold stars to all of them. I, on the other hand, take the normal route and just drive around it.
Like an idiot who has no sense of fun.
Fun? I don't think it would be very fun to have to pay thousands of dollars to repair your suspension if something goes wrong.
My suspension has proven itself
Knowing
to
us,
be a very
this could go on for
Okay, tell
quite
me
a
this.
while.
When there are military trucks carrying military personnel driving through the desert, and they know that there's a landmine in the road, what do they do? Do they say, let's have fun and drive right over it? I don't think so. They find a different route because that's the smart thing to do.
Well, actually, one of them would get out of the truck and they'd use some sort of special device to disarm the landmine. And
Well,
then they'd
we
go
didn't
right
have
over
any
it.
special device to disarm this fallen tree here.
And
So
knowing
next
us,
best
the
thing
first
is to
thing we
drive
do
around.
after solving that challenge was to think of another one.
Was how fast we can get the back seats to go down.
Easy. I've got this one. Got this one in the bag.
First, we have to do it ourselves, and then the other person has to do it.
All right.
Not only are we doing it down, but we're also doing it back up.
Of
And it
course.
has to be both seats. Ready for this?
All right. So let's see you put your seat down and then up.
Okay. That last bit was just sort of, it's
Yeah,
superfluous.
excuses. Now, once I get my stuff out of the back seat, I want you guys to take a look at how easy this. Actually, you know what? That seat's too far forward. I mean, too far back.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
This is what happens when you let somebody ride in the passenger seat who's got a little too much weight on them.
No, it's not weight. I'm
Of course.
6.
After one embarrassing hiccup,
You just pull this up from the bottom. Pull. Damn it. Okay, you know what? There's too much stuff in
make
the back.
that
This
2
doesn't
embarrassing
count.
hiccups.
You simply pull, pull, pull. Completely flat. Then up, up, down to seat. That is how fold flat seats are done, ladies and gentlemen.
Frustrated that my seats worked so well, Jordan decided to give it a try.
All right, now we'll see. This is what happens when a buffoon cannot figure out how to fold a seat down.
You gotta kill your family.
Watch and learn, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a little lever that you can hardly find.
You hardly find. Maybe that's so that only you and not your buffoonish friends can fold your seat down flat.
Let me show you. Let me freaking show you.
Suddenly, Jordan declared himself the cameraman.
It's off simple because of this lever. You pull that, but where else do you put? Other things are right back here. Notice how it's blank. Notice how there's nothing sticking out that tells you, hey, I'm a thing used to pull this. You actually have to feel around, pull this, and pull this. Once you find this little nubbin, it's pretty easy. You don't have to worry about that because you got that little nubbin. All you have to do is pull that switch, boom. You don't even have to pull it to bring it back up. You can just do that, and look, the seatbelts are still there. What do you think of that, Floyd?
See, everything that he just described is what makes my car better. The common man cannot necessarily figure out how to fold it down. You know why? That's because it's my Subaru. I know where that tab is, and I know how easy it is to grab it. So when your buffoonish friend comes and tries to fold your seats down flat to pull a prank on you, they can't figure out how. However, when I try to do it, it's as easy as up, down. It's that easy. This guy, let's see if I can figure out how to do this. His seat backs fold down like that.
He's doing that on purpose. Look how easy that is. See, it's a lot easier than what's in his thingy.
Exactly, which is why mine is better. Because I can do it just as fast. You just have to be smart to do mine.
And his supposed Porsche.
It's made by cavemen, for cavemen. Mine uses interesting technologies. Yours does not have symmetrical all-wheel drive. It does not have a boxer engine. That is why mine is better. That's why it costs a little bit more to fix, is because you get what you pay for.
With mine, you get more than you pay for.
Do you really?
You know what? Why don't you drive it and get a carabiner while you're at it?
I don't need
After insisting yet again that I need a carabiner, we came up with an even more silly way of comparing our cars.
Than just regular practical things.
And that is cup holders, which is a regular practical thing. Okay, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But wait, there's more. I've always wanted to say that. 6, 7.
7 cup holders. Alright. Well, I don't think I have quite that many. I have, of course, passenger and driver, 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 in there. And then 5, 6. This is definitely a cup holder right here.
Well, if that's possibly
Definitely will
4,
not
then
fall
that
out when
makes mine
driving.
Possibly 8.
What exactly are you going to be drinking that requires you to have 8 cups of anything in your car?
A 7-Eleven mega chug. Big cup.
Are you saying that one big cup will take up 8 cup holders?
Yes.
Okay.
After clearing that up, we finally went to Dunkin Donuts.
This is good. This is the spot. Yep, this is a good idea, definitely.
After returning to our campsite, we realized that both of our cars were made for off-roading in at least some respect, so why shouldn't we test them out? Jordan was the first to arrive back at the campsite, and for some reason the first to drive in a complete circle, because he is Jordan. As soon as I arrived, we decided our next test would be to see how easily both of our cars could get back up the steep rocky hill. This task proved a bit too easy for both of us, so Jordan being Jordan decided to show off by going up the slippery grass instead. So we decided to take the off-roading up a notch. Jordan insisted this would be his time to shine.
Like, I don't even have to get a head start on this hill climb just to get up it. I can get up it like so.
And he wasn't taking it lightly.
Brake. There you go.
I know how to go off-road.
Jordan's addiction to off-roading could not be cured, so he tried to get up the steepest hills he could find. Until suddenly...
However, he'll bottom out before me. He will bottom out before me.
Get a bigger head start.
No, I bottomed out.
Oh, you did?
So keep filming and we can just edit it.
Alright.
Good thing I'm the editor. Still, it was very fun to watch him tooling around in the grass. There was no denying that the Blazer is a powerful beast.
I think we've established from those previous shots that his Chevy Blazer is pretty good off-road.
Now, although my Subaru Outback is all-wheel drive, it's an all-wheel drive system that was set up for road handling and driving in fields and stuff. As for climbing a grassy hill, will it be able to do it? Honestly, I hope it can, but I'm not quite sure. And I think there's only going to be one way to find out.
Whether or not my car could make the big hills, we had yet to see, but nobody could deny this was pretty fun no matter what happened.
See, this is the kind of off-roading that Outbacks are built for. They're not meant for crazy hill climbs. They're meant so that you can take your everyday family car into cool little places like this where you'd set up a campground or something.
I feel like I'm in a rocket ship right now.
Do this. Probably should have taken the hangers out of the back seat because that's probably sounds kind of annoying on video. This way?
Yep.
Come on. Come on, Subi.
You're almost there.
I think we're stuck right here.
Rev it. Put all the power on it.
That's not how you off-road.
So after a brief distraction from Jordan,
Seats actually. You've got overhead compartments.
Of course I have overhead compartments.
I decided to take an easier way up.
Yeah, it was the easy way out, but at least I can get my car through there. So that was fun. However, I think it's been established my car doesn't have quite as much uphill grip as yours.
Although, as luck would have it, when we tried filming it from the outside, the climb was significantly easier.
How's that?
This is Sherman. Sherman is an important man, because he will be the basis of our next test. Sherman will try to fall asleep in the back of the Blazer while Jordan drives it, to put its ride comfort to the test.
This isn't driving like a dick 101. This is a ride quality test.
But is there really a difference? Things were going well for the sleeping man, until we got to the curvy pavement. And the no pavement, which woke him up. But that's okay. It would be easy to get back to sleep after that. Oh, yes, we forgot to mention that one. As the Blazer rolled to a stop, we asked Sherman for his verdict.
What's the verdict, sir?
Excellent ride.
Good to hear.
I thought the verdict would be more along the lines of Jordan's a dick.
Jordan is a dick.
Well, with that established, we moved Sherman over to the Subaru, which provided a very similar experience of comfort, apparently. Complete with Jordan's dickishness.
Sleep off that headache.
All in all, Top Gear Lyndon had been a great success. We took a moment to remember all the fun we had had along the way, and then we met for one last time in the parking lot where we had started.
You know, I really like the Subaru. It's nice. My only issue with it is that the brake distance is very far. It's not as hard as I'd like it to be.
Yeah, it is kind of soft. Should probably replace the calipers. You know, actually, driving your Blazer wasn't too bad.
No.
It was an interesting change. I mean, maybe it is higher riding, and maybe it is.
Well, you were when I saw the footage before the editing process, it was like comparing a boat to a dinghy. Now, I'm not saying that your car is a dinghy, but it's just smaller. It's a car, not an SUV. It's like comparing apples and oranges.
I think they both have their place in the world, because this has its place doing more serious off-roading.
This is a utility.
It's a utility.
That's more of a because Subaru nowadays, their Outbacks are crossovers, not station wagons.
Yeah.
They're more of an SUV.
A little bit. But yeah, I would say this has its place definitely. It's more at home on the road. It's got an all-wheel drive system designed for the road. It's got a low center of gravity. It handles well, Yours is more for, tough, muscly rock climbing and stuff.
Well, yours is also still in production.
That's true. That's true.
Yours is
I guess that's a point for me.
But mine has an important character. This is a 2004. The last year, they made the 4-door model. This is a 4-door model.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's a very... It's here. It's, it's the last generation.
Yep. This guy is still soldiering on today in production. But basically, I think we can agree that both these cars have their place in the world.
Yeah, not only that, but if you get into any trouble off-road, I could just tow your ass.
Yep. I suppose. But I'm not getting a carabiner.
Get a carabiner.
I'm not going to get a carabiner. I don't need a carabiner.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
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 Yes, you do.